Hi friends, in today's video I'm going to demonstrate the triple easel card. This was introduced to me recently by my friend Joyce, and I can't believe I've never made one of these cards before. They are so addictive. I've been making tons of these and they're really easy. So I'm going to just show you, if you've never seen these before, it folds up like this. And there are quite a few variations on this card. So let me just get everything to stack up here and flip it up. So when you fold it and prop it all up, this is how it would sit. And it's just really easy, unbelievably easy, and so much fun. So for this one, I used the Sailing Home stamp set and our Come Sail Away Designer Series paper, which is retiring and I love it. So if you want some, you need to get it really quick. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make these cards. And let me just grab an envelope here. This is our standard size envelope. Fits, no problem, okay? Easy for mailing. And depending on how much you embellish and decorate your card will determine if you have to pay extra postage, of course. There are quite a few different tutorials online, and take a look, do a Google search or look on YouTube, because you can use circles, you can use hearts, stars. We're using the square, but I really liked the measurements that Dawn Griffiths did for her triple easel card tutorial. So I've made some tweaks to that, and I think you're going to find this really easy to make. So I have a piece of 12 by 4 Whisper White cardstock. Here I have a piece of 3 by 9 Whisper White cardstock. And here I have a piece of 2 by 6. I actually have all the measurements memorized just because I've been making so many of these. Now for my card base, I'm using the cardboard that comes behind our Designer Series paper packs. So I'm just going to cut this down to measure 4 by 5 and cut that down at the 4-inch mark. And the 5-inch. So I'm using this because it does give a little extra sturdiness to the card. And it works really good. And I'm just going to cut a second one here because I know I'm going to be making more of these cards. So there's my 4 by 5 piece of paper. So while I have my paper cutter out, I'm going to go ahead and score my cardstock. So the 12 by 4 is going to be scored at 4, 6, and 8. So there's 4, 6, and 8. Now the 3 by 9, I'm scoring at 3, 4.5, and 6. And then the 2 by 6 is 2, 3, and 4. Alrighty. And then all you do is just fold it in half. Use your bone folder to get a good crease. And then just fold these flaps down. So basically you've got that mountain in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to do that with this one here. Just fold it in half on that crease mark. And then fold it up. Flip it around, fold it up. And then you've got your mountain in there. Fold it in half. So there's the score mark here, score mark here. So I'm just folding right on that score mark. Easy peasy. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out my layers. And I am using our new Designer Series paper from the Forever Greenery suite, which is available in our new catalog on June 3rd. So I'm just going to show you what I've done. So you're going to need 2 of each. So for these pieces, my cardstock measures 3 by 3 3/4. And then my Designer Series paper, I cut it down 1/4 inch. So each square measures 2.5. The next is the cardstock measures 2 3/4, and the Designer Series paper is 2.5. And lastly, the cardstock measures 1 3/4, and the Designer Series paper is 1.5. So I've gone ahead, obviously, and stuck those all on. So what I'm going to do is glue these on. So what you're going to do is you're going to glue one panel on the front and one panel on the inside. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to use my glue. That goes on just like that. And then my next one. Okay, so when it's open, you're going to see you got one panel here and one on the front. Then what you want to do is put some glue or some adhesive tape, whatever you prefer, on this part of the mountain because you want to stick this over. Okay. It might seem confusing at first, but it's really, really not. And then that's how you're going to get your little bit that's going to stand up like an easel. It's going to stand up like that. Okay? Don't worry, I got two more to show you, so you'll get it, I promise. All you're doing when you're gluing is you're gluing this little bit here to that flap. Okay? So, let's stick these on. So that's the inside piece. Right, so instead of right across here, I'm folding this over and putting it on there. And then you open it up, and this little bit right in here is what you're gonna glue down to that front panel. And these are going to go like that. So you want to keep that in mind when you're placing the position of your designer series paper so that you get the design going in the direction you want it to. Okay, now we've got this one. I'm going to open it up. Okay, that goes right there. And then fold that over. I want that to go that way. It's going to go on like that. And then glue right here. And then just fold that up. Okay, so you're just gluing that flap to the front. So now that I have that done, I'm just going back and really creasing all these pieces. So those are done. I'm going to show you the patterns on this paper. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's that one. This is my favorite with the ferns. And that's the back. To me, the blue looks like eucalyptus. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but that's how I perceive it. It's just such beautiful paper, you guys. And this will all be available June 3rd. So I had this piece left over from cutting out these, so I'm going to use that next. And what I'm going to do is use this pattern. So I'm just going to add some more glue. And on this cardboard bit, I'm going to glue this right along the bottom. And again, the inspiration and pretty much the all the measurements are from Dawn Griffith, from her tutorial. It's just the one that I happen to catch. There may be others that do it the same way. Now I'm taking this big piece and I'm going to glue this on. So this is going to get glued on this white bit here. And you want to make sure that the opening is towards you. And just position that right on top. So that's what you get. Pretty cool. Now we're going to put the next one on. So again, you want to make sure that it's opening towards you. Okay. And you're going to cover the back with glue. Open this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to position it center on that layer behind it, going halfway down on this strip across. And that strip, by the way, was 1x4. I don't think I told you that, but whoops. Okay, so that's how that goes on. Now I'm going to open this layer up and bring the last one in, remembering to have those two layers facing you. And the glue. Okay, this time instead of going halfway down, I'm going to bring this edge right to this bottom edge here. And again, I'm just putting it right in the middle of this layer, lining it up right with the edge. So then all you're going to do is you're going to stand them up. That's how they stand up. It's kind of tricky when you're filming, but that's the magic. That's the magic. So we're going to finish this here. And now I just cut a label from the classic label punch, and I'm going to use this for my stopper. And I'm going to show you some samples in a few minutes of different ways that you can do this. But for this particular one, I just want to keep it nice and simple, just so you can get the basics of how these cards work. And I'm going to put this up right about here. No. I'm going to put that up right about there. Okay, so there's my stopper. And then when this closes, this just folds down like that. Here is the stamp set that is part of the Forever Greenery bundle. And there are beautiful dies that go with it, and I've been just cutting out tons. I've been stamping some and just using the dies for some. So I'm just going to start pulling some of these out and decorating this a little bit. And now I'm going to add a sentiment. So this set has beautiful sentiments, but I'm going to combine another stamp set with this one. I'm going to use the Well Set stamp set, and I'm going to use Heartfelt and Wishes. And I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock ink pad for the sentiment. I'm going to stamp Heartfelt, and I'm going to stamp Wishes. And then from the Forever Fern stamp set, I'm going to use this one, To a Friend That Makes Me Smile. So it's going to read Heartfelt Wishes to a Friend Who Makes Me Smile. And I love that. That just works so nice. So I'm going to stamp that right in there. Okay, so I went ahead and cut this out with my layering circle dies, and I did another one with the Pretty Peacock cardstock. So I'm going to set those aside, and now I'm going to punch these out. So I'm just lining that up in the center. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then what I'm going to do is just put this right back in and flag each end. Okay, perfect banners. Now I'm just cutting up a little bit of my Stampin' Dimensionals. Put that on. And I'm just going to put that right here on the center. Then I'm going to move on to this one and add some more die cuts. I'm just putting dimensionals on my stamped circle and put that on that Pretty Peacock layer, and that's going to go right there. Just like that. And then I'm going to take these cute little dies and just tuck a few of them on. And then this one, I'm actually going to cut it because I want a little bit of that blue on this layer. So I'm just going to cut that like that. Put a little bit of glue and tuck it right in. Just like so. To finish this card, I'm using some of the new ribbon. This is our gold ribbon in our new catalog, and this is also part of the Forever Greenery bundle. It's more like a twine than a ribbon. And I actually really like how this frays at the ends, so I just tap it with my finger and it's just so pretty. So now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm actually just going to use my glue again since I have it. Here I have a butterfly that I already stamped and embossed in gold and colored. This is from their Butterfly Gala stamp set, and it was cut with the coordinating punch. So I am going to add that to my card. I'm just going to show you, I have a little bowl, I've shown this before, and I have all different die cuts and things in here, and it's so much fun to just pull something out like this and it's ready for the card. I'm just going to take a glue dot, put that behind, and that is going to go right there. Just bend those wings up a little bit. And then to finish it, I'm just going to take a rhinestone. Let's see, we'll go with the big one. Put that right in the middle. And the one last thing that I forgot to do is to take another die cut right here, and I'm going to put it on just like that, just to kind of decorate this little bit. So that is going to go just like so. Here's how it looks, all completed. And when it's closed and they open it, it's going to look like this. So it's going to be heartfelt wishes to a friend that makes me smile. And then they just tuck it up. And then you could stamp right in here. You could write on the back. You can leave a little note if you think they're not going to be able to figure out how to stand it up. But it's just, it is so pretty. But let me show you the other ones that I've made. So this was the first one I showed you using the Sailing Home. And on this one, I used the little rope die to use that as the stopper. And I couldn't resist making one of these cards using the new birds and branches. So, my little birds, stand them all up. And then the last one is a variation of the one that I just demonstrated for you, but there's a whole lot more going on. So there's heat embossing with the gold. I've added some vellum and different things. I've used the bitty butterflies from our butterfly gala. It's truly a sensational card fold. It is just so fun, and there's so much you can do with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video demonstration, and I just know you're going to have a lot of fun with this triple easel card fold. Happy stamping!